This is a series of very simple exercises that any level can do. Obviously, they can get harder or easier, however you want, and I'll show progressions as we go along. I'd say first thing, kind of understanding the core, maybe think about an apple, right? So you've got the core goes all the way around. Maybe the stem could be the spine. That's like a very intro level way of thinking about the core, right? Eventually, maybe if that starts to make a little bit of sense, you can start thinking about it like maybe the core of the earth, right? So this whole thing, everything, legs, arms, everything, is an extension from here, right? In Tai Chi, we call that the Dantian. That being said, let's get started. All right, very simple here. It's kind of a left brain, right brain, core, body exercise, whatever you want to think of, right? So hands are just like this, and I'm just going to tap opposite. Kind of marching in place. When that feels comfortable, you can try to touch the bottom of your foot. That being said, if you're not quite there, there's a whole lot of leg here between knee and foot, so anywhere lower than the knee is fine. Shin is fine. What I'm trying to not do is this. I'm trying to keep my spine more or less straight, right? So here's the knee, a few of those, foot, all right. Okay, so we're gonna start on the ground on our backs. Super easy, just get down on your back. All right. Feel nice and comfortable. Maybe hold your knees. Feel how your lower back has now sunken flat against the ground, right? Feel that. Kind of do your best to maintain that. Now, that being said, push on your knees. Now, as you do this, suck your belly button towards your spine and just push on your knees. So I'm trying to push my knees that way, but my legs are strong and pushing this way, right? So just hold that. Now relax, hug your knees. Remember, this is a very, very simple. We're not trying to get too much of a workout here. We're trying to wake our core up. Now, the same principle, sucking your belly button to your spine, letting your lower back fall into the ground. I'm going to opposite arm, opposite leg, extend. So left arm, right leg, extend. Do a few of those. Now, if that's a little too much, you can just go, same idea, right arm, left leg, and just keep your leg bent, touch, touch. Keeping that belly button hugging your spine. Okay, hug your knees again. Relax, relax. Now, same idea. It's going to be throughout. Try to keep that belly button as close to your spine as possible. Don't let it puff out, right? I'm going to not worry about my hands. I'm just going to touch my right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel. Now I'm going to touch toe, right toe, left toe. All right, very easy. Now again, except this time, I'm going to cross my hands. So opposite arm onto opposite knee, I'm pushing. Right leg extends. Left leg extends. Keep pushing into that opposite knee. All right, great. Okay, this is another one we're gonna do. Hands on your all fours here, hands and knees. Nice and relaxed, nice and relaxed. Now, to go from this position, we're gonna go into a bear crawl position. So knees a couple inches off the ground. Just hold that. Okay, come down. Now from there, we're going to do a progression, only if you can. If anything, just try it out. No big deal if you can't do it, or if you can, great, it's fine. So, knees up. Just try to touch your knee. So, opposite hand. Now when I do that, I'm lifting this leg up, lifting the other leg up. If you can't get that far, just leave your foot planted. But if you can, yeah, lift that foot. All right, here's another one. We're gonna keep I'm in the quadruped position here. So I'm just extending right arm, left leg. Do that a few times. Just 3 times is good. Do the other side. Gonna get into push-up position, right? So I'm just gonna give you the example here. So if you're in a push-up position, I would want to just touch my shoulder. Now what I'm trying to not do is a whole bunch of rocking. I'm trying to keep my body square and just touch. That being said, this is fine. This might be where you're at. It's okay. My knees are down. If you can get to a level where maybe your knees can go back a little bit more, that's where you're going to start to notice something changing. This is also really good for your shoulders. If you can make your knees go back a little bit more. You see what I'm doing here? Till eventually you're here. All right, for this next exercise, I'll be sitting on my butt. So what we're trying to do, or ultimately, is get to where you can lift your legs off of the ground, right? So like, something like this. Something like that, right? To get there, we're just gonna start real easy. I'm just gonna march. I'm pointing my toes, I'm just gonna march. Hands are not by me here in front, right? And I'm just gonna march. Doesn't matter how high you go. Obviously the higher the harder it is, but you'll see. No big deal, right? It's okay if there's a little bend in the knee too, not a big deal. You're just trying stuff out, okay? Once that starts to become a little more familiar to you, keeping the same idea, right? Toes pointed forward, try both legs. Do a few of those for fun. No big deal if even just the idea is there. Doesn't matter, just try it. That's really gonna help. Here's another really basic one that everyone should know, but I'll just give you some pointers in case you don't know. So we're on your back here, nice and easy, same as before. Hands behind my head. I'm just going to do a bicycle kick. Now, ideally, I'm extending this leg and touching this knee. That might not be your range of motion, and that's okay. Do what you can. If your leg needs to be bent and you can't touch your knee, that's fine. Just do a few of them anyways. I try to save things for things like crunches, the basic crunch idea, till the very end, because I don't view it as quite as important, but you can get a nice little burn. So after you do a few of these, you can maybe just, the number is arbitrary, I'd give you, but just do whatever you think you can do. Get that last little burn there, no big deal. Remember, while you're doing that, you're really trying to think about sticking this belly button to the spine. Like you're trying your best to maintain that while you're doing that. You're going to get a really strong core when you do that. There's a lot more to core than just six-pack muscles here. This whole thing here. This is just a little short series to show you a few fun little exercises.